Good afternoon and welcome. I am delighted to be here with you all today to honor several of our distinguished colleagues. While we delayed this event from the spring in the hopes of being able to hold it in person this fall, we are still, unfortunately, at the mercy of the pandemic. But the fact that we are presenting these awards remotely should in no way diminish our celebration of the excellence displayed by the recipients. If anything, these challenging times make their accomplishments shine all the brighter. For those of us in academia, a passion for research and learning is what brings us into the field. We sometimes don't know whether our work resonates with others until we are recognized by a colleague or a student as having enlightened them. For a scholar and a teacher and those supporting the mission of our university, the feeling of knowing that you have educated, instilled a sense of inquiry, or supported our home institution is so very gratifying. It's what it's all about. So, it's important to recognize the work of our colleagues for all the kinds of work that they do. Today is our chance to applaud careers characterized by excellence. The awards to be presented today reflect the university's regard for not only research, but also for teaching, advising, and service. Following opening remarks and the presentation of our newest Connecticut State University professor, each awardee will be introduced by their department chair or supervisor or a meaningful colleague. Again, I am delighted that all of you are joining us today to share in this virtual celebration, and congratulations to all of our recipients. Now, I am pleased to welcome our president, Dr. Joe Bertolino.
Thank you, Bob, and good afternoon, everyone. As Bob mentioned, we delayed this ceremony from the spring in the hope of being able to hold an in-person event this fall. But when we weren't able to do so, we decided to hold this virtual celebration instead, because some traditions are worth continuing, no matter what the circumstances, especially those involving the recognition of academic excellence. So, we're holding this special ceremony today for essentially two purposes. First and foremost, we want to honor several of our distinguished colleagues, but secondly, this is a public affirmation of the fact that, as a university, we hold faculty research, teaching, service, innovation, and student advising in the highest regard. These activities are, in fact, the heart of our institution. A vibrant faculty is one that is immersed in research, creative activity, teaching, and service. And as a faculty, you are passionate about your work and driven to share it with your students. To do outstanding work takes commitment, passion, and persistence. And excelling at one's own work, whether it be scholarship, scientific research, painting, or writing, is only part of the job of being on the faculty here at Southern. Teaching, serving on committees, and advising students also requires a high level of energy and dedication. And inspiring your students to take an interest in scholarship, research, or creative activity is such a critical part of what you do. I want the members of Southern's faculty to know that your hard work is visible and is appreciated, even more so in the unprecedented circumstances in which we find ourselves. So, as we honor today's awardees, let us also salute all of the faculty members at Southern who engage in their work so intelligently and responsibly. I hope that many of you who joined us today celebrate your award-winning colleagues and share in their success. Congratulations to all of our recipients, and let us begin with one of the highest honors that can be bestowed to a faculty member at Southern, the Connecticut State University professorship, which is presented to Professor of Physics, Elliot Horsch. A full professor since 2013, Elliott has compiled an exemplary record of teaching and service excellence. He has also been extremely prolific in his scholarship and grant success. Indeed, Elliott is one of Southern's most successful scholars in any field, with more than 80 publications, almost 60 in the past 7 years. And he has successfully applied for more than $8 million in grants, primarily from the National Science Foundation and the Department of Defense. Add to the mix his strong teaching credentials, devotion to our students, and his level of important service, and you have an individual who can easily serve as a model for newer faculty members who have high aspirations. Since joining the physics department at Southern in 2007, Elliott has earned a stellar reputation for his outstanding work at an international level. With research interests in astrophysics, binary stars, and exoplanets, he regularly collaborates with scientists from around the globe. Elliott is an accomplished designer of high-resolution imaging devices and optical detectors to survey the stars and planets. He developed the Differential Speckle Survey Instrument and the SCSU Interferometer, both of which have been used in leading astronomy research. Allied to this impressive record of productivity, Elliott has become a widely respected member of the scientific community. He is a member of several noted professional organizations and is chair of the Science and Technology Advisory Committee for the Gemini Observatory, which has sites in Hawaii and Chile. His efforts led to him receiving the Connecticut State University System Research Prize in 2011 and the SCSU Faculty Scholarship Award the following year. Elliott has taught at all levels of our physics program and was instrumental in the development of our new master's degree in applied physics. Indeed, he has taught more than 20 courses at Southern, 4 of them new. It is clear from his student evaluations that students enjoy having Elliott as an instructor and has been nominated 14 times for the university's J. Philip Smith Outstanding Teaching Award. Unsurprisingly, he will also be receiving that award today. And now, as if all those accomplishments weren't enough, Elliott has capped his distinguished career by receiving the highest official academic accolade that our state college and university system can bestow upon one of its faculty members. By being chosen as a Connecticut State University professor, Elliott Horsch is no longer simply a professor of physics. He is now, and forever shall be, a Connecticut State University professor. And this distinction is both a substantial achievement for him and a privilege for Southern, as we are able to share in the reflected glory of his latest success. As Southern's newest CSU professor, Elliott joins a small and very select group of outstanding faculty members who continue to make significant contributions to their respective fields of study. There are only 12 CSU professors in the entire Connecticut State University system. Elliott is the first member of our physics department to receive the designation, and he joins Professor of English Vivian Shipley and Professor of Art David Levine in currently holding this title at Southern. In doing so, he adds to the long tradition of excellent scholarship and research at this university. I compliment Eddie Alcoca and the nominating committee for their fine work in recommending Elliott for this honor. And as president, I will claim a small portion of pride on behalf of the rest of the Southern community in acknowledging this outstanding scholar as one of our very own. Congratulations, Elliott. This is a recognition that you richly deserve. And congratulations by extension to the rest of Southern's scholarly community. And now, I'm pleased to present our system provost, Dr. Jane Gates, who will read the Board of Regents proclamation designating Elliot Horsch as a Connecticut State University professor. Following that, we'll hear some brief remarks from Elliot's department chair, Matthew Engelron. Thank you.
It is my distinct pleasure to congratulate and present the CSU Professor's Proclamation to Dr. Elliot Horsch, Professor of Physics at Southern Connecticut State University. This proclamation is made on behalf of Mark Ojakian, President, and the Board of Regents of Higher Education in Connecticut. Professor Horsch's record of exemplary accomplishments provides evidence of the extraordinary skills, dedication, superior service, and innovation, which have all led to an international reputation. And now the proclamation. Whereas the faculty at Southern Connecticut State University, through its CSU Professor Advisory Committee, has recommended Dr. Elliot Horsch for the title of Connecticut State University Professor. And whereas the President of Southern Connecticut State University, Joe Bertolino, has endorsed the committee's recommendation to award the title of Professor Horsch to Professor Horsch at Connecticut State Colleges and Universities, President Mark E. Ojakian has concurred. And whereas Professor Horsch has a highly distinguished teacher, prolific scholar, and renowned academic with an international reputation, has served Southern Connecticut State University since 2007 and is currently a tenured professor of physics. And whereas Professor Horsch received the Connecticut State University System Award in 2011, the Southern Connecticut State University Faculty Scholar Award the following year, and has been nominated 14 times for the university's J. Philip Smith Outstanding Teaching Award. And whereas Professor Horsch has more than 80 publications and approximately $8 million in grants. Therefore, be it resolved that the title of Connecticut State University Professor is herewith awarded by the Board of Regents to Dr. Elliot Horsch of Southern Connecticut State University, effective May 14th, 2020, pursuant to the BOR AAUP Collective Bargaining Agreement, and be it further resolved that Professor Horsch be entitled to all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining to this honor. Congratulations.
On behalf of the physics department at Southern, I would like to congratulate Professor Elliot Horsch on being awarded the CSU professorship. There's a lot I could say about Elliot's work since he's been here at Southern, but there's obviously not enough time for that. Elliot is an astronomer, a very accomplished astronomer with a strong research record, and he's highly regarded by his peers. He's also a very accomplished teacher here at Southern. He's worked extensively with undergraduates and graduate students. On the research side, Elliot's record over his career is outstanding, but it's even more impressive over the years he's been here at Southern, given the teaching and service load that he has to contend with, just like all the rest of us. He's had over 100 publications in the time that he's been with us, and has had multiple presentations. He's received multiple grants to support his research and students. His areas of expertise are quite broad. He studies binary star systems, and he's heavily involved in searches for exoplanets. He's also an expert in the field of imaging and optics, particularly speckle imaging and interferometry, right? Intensity interferometry, which is a specific type of interferometry that's becoming more widely used in the field of astronomy, largely because of Elliot and his collaborators. And in this regard, he works with people across the spectrum. But what's also really impressive about Elliot's work here at Southern is that he's been able to adapt this high-level research to work that can be done here, that involves students at multiple levels, like I said. In particular, he's worked on a project that's been funded by the NSF and continues to be funded on building a wireless interferometer, right, which could then expand the use of interferometry methods and techniques in astronomy. Like I said, there's much, much more that I could say, but on behalf of the department again, to Elliot, congratulations, and he will be a fine representative as a CSU professor for Southern and also for the physics department. Thank you.
I'm standing here in front of the Great Wall of China to talk about...
Wait, there's no wall.
No wall? I thought this was a green screen. I'm standing here to talk about Tom Radice, a member of the history department here at Southern, and Southern's winner of the BOR Teaching Award. We in the history department know that Tom is a fantastic teacher, and now all of you do as well. As you can see from the slide, Tom is a professor and scholar of East Asian studies and an avid fan of Pac-Man. His students appreciate his teaching style and his ability to present difficult historical information and complicated philosophical schools of thought. And so, if there's one thing that runs through Tom's teaching evaluations and his teaching observations, it's that he's a very serious professor. And if Tom would want one takeaway from this, it's that he's a very serious guy. So Tom, this is for you. Congratulations.
Professor Shelley Stair McCarthy, winner of the Board of Regents Adjunct Faculty Teaching Award, has been a leader in the SASU English department from the moment she was assigned her first composition class here in 2017. Her dynamic, exciting, student-centered teaching has made an extraordinary difference in the lives and academic careers of students and colleagues. Professor Stair McCarthy's students recognize her innovative, challenging, and highly effective pedagogy. When I observed that first composition class, I marveled at the remarkable level of engagement and critical discourse in the classroom and found myself taking notes so that I could borrow ideas from my own teaching. She built confidence as well as competence into her curriculum and pedagogy, and it worked. In following semesters, Shelley recruited and prepared students to present their research writing at department, university, and regional research conferences. Moreover, she has worked with allies on and off campus to build a partnership with the Y2Y program for homeless young adults to help them gain access and success in higher education. This semester, 2 of our students began interning in the program, and along with Professor Stair McCarthy, presented their initial results at the Connecticut Coalition to End Homelessness Conference this month. Her work is inspirational and transformational, and we are so glad to have her in our English department.
Dr. Stephen Brady researches the negative impacts of roads, specifically as it pertains to frogs. His fondness for science and conservation shine through in his work, where he examines ecological perspectives and evolutionary outcomes of these amphibians. By all accounts, he's been nothing less than prolific in his publications, having published 11 papers in collaboration with research partners from Yale, Dartmouth, and McGill just since his arrival at Southern. During the Joan Finn Fellowship that he's been awarded for this fall, Dr. Brady is working on 4 publications and a grant application with the help of these colleagues. In the biology department, we are very proud to have Dr. Brady, and we're very proud that he's maintained these collaborations which have helped him excel in creative activity. I'm certain with the additional reassigned time allotted from his Joan Finn Junior Faculty Fellowship, Dr. Brady will accomplish all of his goals. We congratulate him on winning the Board of Regents Research Award and the Joan Finn Junior Faculty Fellowship. Congratulations, Dr. Brady.
I'm honored to celebrate the tremendous academic achievement of Professor Rachel Fury, co-winner of the Joan Finn Junior Faculty Research Fellowship. Professor Fury has inspired students and colleagues with her environmental fiction writing, including her well-known love for mud puppies, which, along with a menagerie of other delightful cohabitants of our planet, populate her stories and drive her human characters in their quest for sustainable identity. The neurodivergent young women in her fiction often recognize something crucial about themselves and their world as they observe and contemplate the non-human animals in their ecosystem. In the process, they help readers break out of the anthropocentric and anthropodenialist mind frames that have caused so much damage to life in the human-dominated epoch on Earth. As Elizabeth Colbert reminds us in The Sixth Extinction, human activities, behaviors, and attitudes toward the planet are leading to rapidly accelerating extinction and eradication of flora and fauna, including species we don't even know about yet. Rachel Fury's fiction makes us stop and think about the snails, the turtles, the fish, and even the insects that surround us. That's what makes her current project, Setting Loose Animals, so exciting for the many readers who follow her fiction. I can see teaching these stories in a future environmental lit class, and students are already benefiting from Professor Fury's research and writing this semester, as she is offering, for the first time at Southern, an environmentally themed fiction writing class. Congratulations, Rachel, for your brilliant writing and for all the good you inspire in fellow writers, readers, and lovers of our world and its diverse inhabitants.
It is with great pleasure that I want to congratulate Dr. Kelly Stiver for her wonderful achievement in receiving the Mid-Level Faculty Research Fellowship. Dr. Stiver received her PhD in psychology with a focus on animal behavior from McMaster University and is currently an associate professor here at Southern Connecticut State University. Kelly's research interests include studying behavior from an evolutionary perspective focused on cooperation between reproductive competitors. Her ongoing projects include examining variation in one of the male morphs, formation of cooperative alliances, and examining behavior and cognitive changes in environments of increased CO2. Dr. Stiver is incredibly successful in obtaining external funding as well. Her current NSF grant studying neurobiology and fitness consequences of cooperation among reproductive competitors has enabled the hiring of graduate and undergraduate workers, including one who traveled to Corsica with her to conduct field research. Dr. Stiver has published 31 peer-reviewed journal articles in outstanding journals, has given 17 international conference talks, as well as numerous international poster presentations. She has mentored over 40 students in her time here at SCSU and has set these students up for success in their future careers. Dr. Stiver is a prolific researcher and an incredible mentor, and it is an honor to count her as a colleague and consider her a friend.
The Department of Philosophy is so very proud to congratulate Armin Marsubian I'm being awarded a senior level faculty research fellowship to pursue production of a film documenting the experience of his extended family during the Armenian genocide and its aftermath. This is the culmination of many years of work in memorializing their experience. In addition to gathering up and processing a considerable collection of photos and memoirs to make them accessible to a broad audience, Professor Marsoubian has spent many years reflecting on the philosophical significance of memorial efforts more broadly. The project has already resulted in 3 books of documentary photography, several edited volumes of philosophical scholarship relating to genocide and memory, nearly a dozen scholarly articles and book chapters, and many exhibitions around the world, including showings in Turkey, Greece, and Armenia. With all that research and documentation already available, Professor Marsoubian is well positioned to partner with award-winning filmmaker Catherine Massoud to bring this story to the screen. Given the depth and polish of the works to date, this next stage in the project promises to enrich an even broader audience with this important and moving story. Congratulations, Professor Marsoubian. Your hard work and dedication have already achieved so much, and the film made possible by this fellowship will indeed commit this episode to our collective human memory forever.
Hello, I'm Terrence Lavin, the Art Department Chairperson here at Southern, and I'm really thrilled to introduce the work of my friend and colleague, Dr. Camille Surchuk, and her stunning exhibition, When Artists Drew Maps, that was recently a huge hit at the National Archives in Paris. This exhibition is a wide-ranging collection of maps and manuscripts from the Middle Ages and the Renaissance period in France that really lays the groundwork to challenge the idea that Italy was the force in cartography during the Middle Ages.
Professor Tony Rosso, co-winner of the 2019 Faculty Scholar Award, has dedicated his scholarly career to the writings of 18th and 19th century English poet William Blake. His book on Blake, published by the Ohio State University Press in 2016, is the crowning achievement of a distinguished research trajectory in Blake's studies. The Religion of Empire, Political Theology, and Blake's prophetic symbolism weaves together art, history, politics, theology, and literature in a rich, enlightening study of Blake's 3 long poems, The Four Zoas, Milton, and Jerusalem. Professor Rosso, according to one reviewer, gives, quote, masterful close readings of Blake's poetry and art, informed by the poet's readings of Scripture and by his own careful consideration of biblical texts, Christian history, and the radical critique of empire that Blake offers as England was rising to new heights of power. Professor Rosso's scholarship has a direct and lively relationship with his teaching. He brings students to the Yale Center for British Art to see their amazing collection of Blake's prints, sketches, engravings, illuminated books, and more. He has expanded recent course offerings, including a Blake seminar, a course on the Apocalypse, and English literature, and a graduate seminar on transatlantic romanticism. He holds students to the same level of rigorous, close reading of texts that he demands of himself, and he thrives on dynamic, challenging classroom discussions. Professor Tony Rosso has been setting the standard in research and teaching for the English department since he came to Southern in 1987, and this award is a fitting tribute to his scholarly excellence.
In spring 2020, Dr. Amy Smoyer obtained an undergraduate research assistance faculty award grant for $3,000 to support her research about incarceration and sexual minority women. Dr. Smoyer is an associate professor in the SCSU Department of Social Work. These funds allowed Dr. Smoyer to hire 3 undergraduate students as research assistants: Allison Perot, BSW 21, Caitlin Estrada, BSW 20, and Leah Burberry, BSW 21. These students conducted literature reviews, transcribed individual interviews with study participants, and analyzed the data. The results from this collaboration included a peer-reviewed journal article that has been accepted for publication in the Australian Social Work Journal. Alison Perot, one of the student RAs, is a co-author of this paper, which is entitled Masculine Embodiment Among Sexual Minorities in a Women's Prison. This project is an example of faculty excellence because it built new knowledge about the prison experience of sexual minority women and promoted the development of new generation of social work scholars. The undergraduate students learned about the structural and interpersonal violence faced by incarcerated women and the ways in which gender identity and sexual orientation shape the prison experience. They also developed their ability to engage in community-based research and qualitative data analysis. Finally, the grant created opportunity for Dr. Smoyer and the RAs to build a research team and practice academic collaboration during this difficult period of COVID and social unrest. In these ways, the grant served to strengthen our community inside and outside of the university.
The Robert E. Jersa Service Award is given annually to a full-time faculty member who has made extraordinary contribution and demonstrated outstanding leadership in his or her service to the university. And I would like to congratulate my colleague, Dr. Susan Casado, on receiving this award. She's well deserving of this honor. From her tireless efforts on numerous university committees to her leadership as Faculty Senate President, Susan embodies the idea that one should always leave a place a little better than you found it. She has a long record of serving Southern as a department chair, as coordinator for the graduate program in environmental education, on departmental and university-wide committees, and as a faculty senate president. Most importantly, Susan has been the catalyst and driving force behind many of Southern's sustainability initiatives, something we're now known for nationwide, and which had a significant effect on our curriculum. Without Susan's tenacity and leadership, we would have likely not have a campus garden, not be involved in a successful composting initiative, and not be part of New Haven's Urban Oasis Pollinator Pathway program, just to name a few initiatives Susan has conceived or has been an integral contributor to. Throughout her career, Susan has been an outstanding advisor, which in my opinion is the most important service role of any faculty member at our institution. I myself got to know Susan in 2007 when I first got hired here at Southern, and I served at the Faculty Senate. Since then, Susan has become a valued colleague, expert collaborator on many sustainability-focused projects, and an incredible mentor. I have benefited from her accumulated institutional knowledge, her wisdom, and her support throughout my time here at Southern, and I'm sure so have many others. As a result, Southern is in a much better place than it would have been without Susan. Congratulations, Susan, from my heart.
Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Cheryl Risha, Chairperson for the Department of Nursing. I'm honored to be here today to acknowledge Dr. Carrie Milkowski as the 2020 Southern Connecticut State University Outstanding Academic Advisor. Dr. Milkowski has been part of Southern's fabric for 18 years and is most deserving of this award. Dr. Milkowski, as depicted in her slide, embodies the essence of connecting with her students and helping them navigate their college and career choices. She offers three main points: to anticipate, to organize, and to collaborate, themes that have helped her be successful in advisement. In addition to the one-on-one advisement that she conducts with her students, Dr. Milkowski has a knack for nurturing and connecting with students, sometimes having those very tough conversations, and other times simply engaging with them by walks and talks around campus. As noted, Dr. Milkowski also hosts career development workshops 3 times a year to help her students with resume writing, interviewing skills, and negotiation skills, often leading to their first job. The nursing department is thrilled to join Southern Connecticut State University's community in celebrating Dr. Milkowski for her commitment to students and helping them be successful in their education and enter the workforce.
I am thrilled for the opportunity to recognize Dr. Kenneth Walters for his incredible achievement in winning the Mensa Foundation Distinguished Teacher Award. This is an extremely competitive and prominent honor. He becomes only the third higher education instructor to receive this award, which has been given out since 2003. He earned his PhD in clinical psychology at the University of Nebraska and was the first in his family to graduate from college. Many people don't know Ken's background. He did not come from a privileged home. He was a teenage runaway, and the U.S. Army, where he was an airborne ranger and fought in the battle to liberate Kuwait, was the only way he could afford to go to college. So he knowingly made this sacrifice to better himself and get an education. I have no doubt that his background and experiences are what make him such an amazing mentor. Dr. Walters is an incredibly focused, driven, and passionate researcher and mentor. Since 2009, he has mentored a total of 45 students. All 39 that have graduated thus far have been admitted into competitive graduate programs and are either preparing for or already engaged in successful careers as promising young professionals. Dr. Walters and his students have published 9 papers in scientific journals, delivered 12 oral presentations, and presented 76 posters at scientific conferences. I feel truly privileged to know Ken and call him my colleague and friend.
Hi, everyone. On behalf of the Southern Physics Department, I want to congratulate Professor Elliot Horch on receiving the J. Philip Smith Teaching Award for full-time faculty. This is a really well-deserved award. Elliot is an amazing instructor in our department and in our program. In particular, what sets him apart from many instructors is that he has found a way to incorporate his research into the classes that he teaches. This lends itself to motivate students' sense of relevancy to the course and the topics that are being discussed. These students have gone on to complete our major, to join our graduate program, and to go on to other careers in science or to graduate school. And for all his efforts, we in the department thank Professor Horch for being such an amazing teacher and an amazing mentor for our students. Thank you.
I would like to congratulate my colleague, Dr. Carolyn Thompson, on receiving the J. Philip Smith Outstanding Teaching Award for part-time faculty. She's more than deserving of this award. As a department chair, I hired Carolyn to be a part-time faculty member in the fall of 2013 because we needed someone on very short notice, and I happened to have her paperwork on file. We got very lucky. Since then, Carolyn has become a faculty member who sets herself apart due to her high academic standards and her student-centered teaching, where she emphasizes not only the delivery of disciplinary content, but development of critical thinking skills and a strong focus on anti-racist education, something that not only matches our institution's focus on social justice, but is sorely needed right now. Over the years, she has become a mentor to numerous students, a valued member of our departmental community, and a dear personal friend. Carolyn, as a department, we are very proud of your accomplishments. Congratulations.
Hi, my name is Julianne Fowler. I am the Associate Director for Pre-Award Services in the SPAR office, and I'm very pleased to welcome Kathleen D'Oliveria to the $1 Million Club as its newest member. The $1 Million Club was created by SPAR in 2004 as a means of recognizing Southern's faculty and staff who have consistently pursued funding or who have received a single or multi-year large award. Dr. De Oliveria's Promoting Educational Retention Through High Impact Services, or Purchase for short, is sponsored through the United States Department of Education. The Purchase program aims to improve student success in our key gateway courses and enhance retention for Southern's most at-risk students, ultimately serving the university's missions of pursuing excellence and empowering communities. Dr. De Oliveira is a dynamic, innovative project leader who always goes above and beyond for our students, and it really is such an honor to be giving her this recognition today.
I couldn't be more proud to honor Dr. Katie De Oliveira as our newest member of Southern's $1 Million Club. Her commitment to bringing external dollars into the Division of Student Affairs is unparalleled. To supplement her limited operating funds, Dr. De Oliveira is creative and entrepreneurial in identifying avenues for new resources for the Academic Success Center. She is highly motivated by a desire to provide the strongest possible support for our students on their paths to their degrees. The Department of Education Strengthening Institutions Purchase Grant is a terrific example of Katie's commitment to collaborate with campus partners to increase their collective capacity to have a meaningful impact on students who need it most. If you haven't met Katie, she is a ball of energy, always ready to tackle the next challenge facing our students in their academic pursuits. I am endlessly grateful she chose Southern 6 years ago to share her leadership and talents. Katie, it is my genuine pleasure to present you this recognition of your membership in the SCSU $1 Million Club. We celebrate with you today.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us this afternoon to celebrate this year's award winners. And congratulations again to all of our awardees. You are leaders in research, teaching, scholarship, mentorship, advising, and our Southern proud practice of social justice. Your individual legacies of achievement will continue to make a profound difference here at Southern for years to come. Your work is a testament to our university's vitality. Even virtually, I'm elated that we are able to take the time to recognize and applaud our colleagues for their outstanding work. It is clear that our awardees raise the bar for all of us and for our students and show us what is possible in the arena of education, scholarship, and service. You, our awardees, inspire us, and we congratulate you once more on your outstanding achievements. Thank you for joining us today, and I hope the rest of the semester is productive and rewarding. Stay safe.